Well, Shane and Lisa again here with Shanty Acres Homestead, and we want to talk to you about our first expo that we went to, Homesteaders Expo. So, tell them what it was and tell them a little bit about it. Whatever. We're just kind of go tag back and forth here and let you know about the trip, and it truly was a blessing. It was a good time.
So, Missouri Homesteaders Expo in Marshfield, Missouri, and
Which is close to us too.
which is just right down the road from us. So we were so excited to get to go. Didn't really know what to expect or what all was going to happen, but we went and learned so much. Met amazing people. We were so excited by the people that we met and how much information we gleaned. So
And people were friendly. I mean, they wanted to talk.
Everybody
wanted
like
to talk.
Everybody did. So we're going to tell you about our first interview.
We had the chance to meet a man by the name of Hank from Natural Grandma, and he sells chicken tractors. And you'll see in the interview, the first thing I did was just got interested in those, and he showed us the chicken tractors and showed us everything about them and how they worked. And it was a surprise to us. We had no expectations of that. We were just looking at the chicken tractors, and he said, "You know what?" He said, "I want to interview you for my channel." And we're going, "Really? Okay, so great." And we had our T-shirts, so we went into that thinking that T-shirts might be a good idea, and we only had a week to get them done in. But by walking around together, husband and wife couple, both of us had the same T-shirts. It was helpful to let people know that we had a YouTube channel, and so he asked us about our channel. Before you know it, he's interviewing us, and we were like, we don't even know how to be interviewed. So he helped us through that, and we interviewed him for our channel. We're gonna share some clips of that in
We'll
just
put
a minute.
clip of that in there. And then we heard rumor. Now we had gone to see Kevin and Sarah with Living Traditions, and well, that's not why we went, but we knew that they were going to be there, so we anticipated getting to see them, so we were excited about that. But as we were walking around, we heard rumor that Keeping It Dutch was there. So,
and that's a big one for me. I watch Keeping It Dutch. He's got a really cool channel. He's doing the off-grid thing, him and his wife, his family. So as soon as I heard that, I'm like, this is a small place. We got to find Dutch from Keeping It Dutch.
So we found him, and absolutely the nicest man, and his wife. We didn't get to visit with her as much just because there were so many people there and everybody wanted to visit and interview them, but he was gracious and gave us an interview, so we're going to show that in a minute. But he was so encouraging and helpful and just a super guy. I mean,
you know what's cool about it? Him and the next one we're going to talk about too is genuine people. They're just genuine people. They're like any of the rest of us. They're just living their life, good people. Just encouraging to us to see that those people, you could talk to them and glean some information from them. They were encouraging.
So
might have to cut some of this out.
Cut some of this out.
Might have to cut some of my
there?
talking out. When we were talking to Dutch and Brandy from Keeping It, he said Kevin and Rachel from Hidden Heights Farm are here too. They're right there, and I'm like, well, there they are. I subscribed to their channel as well, and love to watch their videos. All of this YouTube stuff started when I started researching Kiko goats. And Kiko goats turned into all of this, where I got into the YouTube and the homesteading channels, and we got into the homesteading about the same time. And so I recognized them, and the same thing. That was a sweet couple, wonderful people, very approachable. They let us do an interview with them for our channel. That was very gracious. We appreciate both of those families letting us do that. It was a blessing to us, an encouragement to us. And we found that just about everywhere we went, under every tent with those T-shirts on, people said, "Oh, you got a channel." They would ask us a few questions. We'd ask them about what they do. And a lot of people were like, I'm not even going to write it down. They just grabbed their phone and they looked up Shanty Acres Homestead and they said, I'm subscribing right now. So what we found was we ended up gaining about 10 subscribers. And we didn't necessarily go there to gain subscribers, but we gained subscribers by being there. I guess I can't say that we didn't want to gain more subscribers by being there, but that wasn't our goal. Our goal was to learn, and we're going to talk about some of the things we learned. But as I realized that we gained 10 subscribers after that one day, we've got to have content. we've got to have things, and we do have a lot of things in the works. We're working on the chicken coop, and Lisa's got some chickens home now, and we're going to do a whole video on that. We're going to keep things up with Piper, the livestock guardian dog. But I started thinking, we've got to get busy, and we've got to keep some content coming because we want to keep our subscribers kind of enjoying the experience with
something to
us.
watch.
So you'll see some interviews with those channels. We'll include that in this video.
So let's tell them about something that you learned that you really had no idea about.
You go first, and I'll be thinking about it.
Okay, so I'm having a hard time just deciding which one was my favorite. But elderberry, so I've had a little bit of a health journey, and a long time ago my mom turned me on to elderberries, and so I'm just a fan of elderberries and the health benefits and different things, the medicinal benefits of it. So while we were there, I was in the back. We didn't quite get there. We were doing our interview. So
You can hear the chickens in the background.
we got chickens. So I'm all into elderberry. So I went to the session with the man doing that, and he said it is proven 2 elderberries per day per chicken can keep them from getting coccidiosis. So I was like, man, how amazing is that? Because I am against vaccinating everything for everything. That's really hard for my soul to do. And part of the purpose of us homesteading is so that we know what we're eating. We know
And
how
by
it's
the way,
grown.
can I interrupt in that? So this homesteading thing is kind of a new thing for us. The whole idea, the YouTube channel, calling it a homestead, doing it. But I would say this, is these things have been important to Lisa for a long, long, long time. She said she had a health journey. Who knows? Maybe someday she might talk about that. I don't know. But it really opened our eyes to some of the things that can happen when you put chemicals and medicines in your body. And and if it's for other people, that's fine too. We're not against what other people do.
No.
But Lisa has been working very diligently since about 2013, 2014 to keep our diet healthy, our grocery purchases healthy, our fruits and vegetables, everything non-GMO. And so just plugging this into the homestead, we're not really jumping onto a fad thing here. We're just able to now do something with the things that have been something that's driven us for a while.
Instead of spending so much money on buying organic, we're able to grow organic, and so it's just a wise decision for us and for
But I
everyone.
interrupted. So what else did you learn?
So okay, so I might take his, I don't know, but I've never heard of calf sharing before. So we have Kiko goats, and they are actually a dual purpose goat. And so you all probably know what calf sharing is, but I'd never heard of it. I grew up on a farm. I'd never heard of it. They might have even done it, my parents, grandparents maybe, but I still had never heard of it. So you, at night, you take the calf, or in our case, the goat, away from the mama, and then in the morning you can go and milk them, and then you just give the goat back to the kid back to the mama, and she can nurse the rest of the day. And then if you have, say on Sundays, church, you don't want to go out
schedule like ours. Our
Yeah, you
schedule
don't
can
wanna
be
go
pretty
out
crazy and busy.
and milk the goat on a Sunday morning. You don't have to. You just turn the kid in with her, and there you go. So what a great concept I've never heard of before, but I loved it. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. Now, our goats have never been milked before, so Star, which is, she was nursing Pepper when she got here, as we've tried to dry her up, and you touch her bag just to make sure she's doing okay with drying up. She's like, get out of here, what are you touching me for? So, and she's a very tame goat, but so that will take a process to get them used to that. But anyway, those are the 2 things that I learned that have been most exciting for me.
So I guess the thing that probably I took 2 things away from it the most, and one of those was Lisa and I have, and we do have, and we had going into this a business plan, but I didn't know that's what it was called. So my idea of a business plan was I have spent so much money over the years on things that bring no return back, or that do not produce anything in and of themselves. And I understand that still happens with hobbies and family and those kind of things. But when it comes to the goats, when it comes to the livestock guardian dog, when it comes to the chickens, when it comes to the garden, I, I heard it emphasized very strongly that you need to know what your business plan is. And Lisa said, when we get back in the car, we're going to have to talk about that. We need to talk about our business plan. And I agreed with her about that. We spent the drive home kind of trying to nail that down. We realized we have a business plan, but we didn't identify it. And what was really nice about it is finding out that you have the same idea about your business plan. Because if our idea about our business plan is not the same, it's not going to work. Now, there are some things that are important to Lisa in this that are not important to me. There are some things that I want to do that are important that are not important to Lisa. And we do realize, as a married couple, and we've been married 28 and a half years now, we do realize that some of those things, we're going to do them our way anyway, and the other is going to give a little in that side, and it's going to be okay. But ultimately, I've been saying from the start, I want everything to pay for itself. I want everything to be a deal. In other words, I want to make wise purchases, but I also want everything to pay its way. We have lived here 5 years, and what country boy doesn't get back out in the country and get a dog right away? But we haven't had a dog. No. There's reasons why we haven't had a dog, and now we've got a livestock guardian dog. But the thing is, that dog has a job, and that dog has a purpose, and we're still going to love that dog, and she still loves us already. That puppy does. But we'll probably raise a couple litters of pups out of her. She's going to be bringing us return that we'll never be able to measure if she gets to a point where she's protecting our animals. And so I learned that a business plan was in place, but we had to talk about it, and we had to, and we still are going to have to talk about it, because what I did see from talking to some other channels and watching some other channels, everybody's story is different. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's outside work is different. Everybody's family life is different. The age bracket, whether you got kids at home, and those things are different. And so that business plan has to change a little bit as you go. But I took that away from it. The other thing that I took away from it was in talking to Dutch from Keeping It Dutch. I think he asked, I know more than one person asked, why Shanty Acres? And we said, oh, don't worry about that. That's going to be a video. We're going to put that video out. Why Shanty Acres? How did we get here on this property? And by the way, it was all of the Lord. We want to make sure that God gets the glory and the credit for all of this, because he's been putting this thing together for us. And it's been amazing to watch how he's worked. But how did we get here on the property? Why did we name it Shanty Acres? And how did it turn into a homestead? And how did it turn into a homestead with a YouTube channel? And we're going to do that video. And Dutch told me, he's like, oh, you got to do that. That has to be the first video. Well, we've already messed that up if it has to be the first video, but we have bumped that up. So for our subscribers and for those that are watching our channel, we bumped that up. It didn't get priority over this video because we just got back from the expo, and we're excited about those things. But probably the video that comes out, why Shanty Acres and how Shanty Acres, it's going to be a lot of content. So we're going to tell that story in at least 2 parts. It could be 3, but it'll be at least 2 parts. And so I came home with an excitement.
It's an amazing story. You will have to listen because it's almost unbelievable. The story, and it's not all of it is even our story about the shanty.
Can I give them a teaser?
Yeah.
I'll give you a teaser just so you'll tolerate this video.
Yeah.
Years ago, people did whatever they had to do to take care of their family.
To survive.
And you can't make this story up.
Enjoy our video clips with Keeping It Dutch and with Hidden Heights Homestead, and probably put our interview on there with Natural Grandma, and just some pictures of us gleaning from other people and some people we met. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Good morning. Shane and Lisa, Shanty Acres Homestead, and we're excited. We're going to the Homestead Expo in Marshfield, Missouri this morning. Never been before. Morning voice. But we wanted to take the video before we left because it's going to be hot and muggy today, and we won't look this good at the
My
end.
hair will get frizzy.
His hair will get frizzy. So anyway, we just wanted to say we're off, we're excited, and hopefully we'll be able to video while we're there and have some exciting things to show you. So we'll see you soon.
Yeah, get her up here. Don't be shy.
Okay,
Look him right in the eyeball.
look him right in the eyeballs. I'm ready.
All right, so here we are at the expo and keeping it Dutch. Now, did they call you Dutch or did
Yeah, so it's like this big conspiracy. I was holding a secret from everyone. My nickname's Dutch, and I've always been open about that.
Okay.
But I go by Dutch, keeping it Dutch, keeping it real. My name's Sean.
Okay.
People can call me Sean, Dutch, whatever they want. It doesn't matter to me. But
All right, Dutch. Well, it's a pleasure for us to meet them. We're excited about being here in our little community here in Marshfield. Lisa and I live over in Stratford, obviously, but to be able to meet these folks from out of town.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And you're all the way here from Oklahoma.
Northeast Oklahoma.
They've been an encouragement to us. You guys have been a big encouragement to us.
Thank
just
you.
in some of the videos that we watch, we follow your channel. And so we just got started, but in doing that, the YouTube community in the homesteading
Yep.
and what you do, it has really been what's caused us to just know how to move forward.
Yeah.
And so, honestly, it's just, I know you don't think you're a celebrity, but to those of us around here, it's like, I want to meet that guy.
He's a
So-
comedian now. Isn't
No,
he?
no, I'm not. So appreciate everything you do.
I appreciate you.
My
man.
wife's question is, what are you doing all the way here in Missouri from Oklahoma?
I heard they had the
Why do
best
you think
kettle
I
corn
bring
around. So, did you see the kettle corn they were selling up there?
I haven't seen the kettle
So,
corn.
so I haven't tried any yet. No, honestly, we came up here because Dave, he does salt mill. I got a salt mill. I don't know if you see that. Dave does salt mill, and he's reached out to me before to come help us do the salt mill stuff. So the solar, the salt mill, I come up here for this, you know, to meet people and to learn a few things too.
Super.
Yeah, it wasn't too far. It's 2.5 3 hour drive for us. So not too bad.
I don't know if you'd ever let us, but I got you on camera now. I'm see you if I'm ever close.
Yeah, you hit it. You hit it. We're gonna try to come. Appreciate you. I appreciate you.
So we got to meet Kevin and Rachel with Hidden Heights Farms.
Hey guys.
And this is exciting for Lisa and I. We feel like, I don't mean to embarrass you, I don't mean to do anything like that, but we feel like we stepped into this little circle of celebrities here.
Superstars, yeah.
So we follow your channel. You're into the Kiko goats. You're into Black Spanish. My dad is the reason we got into Kiko goats. Kiko goats and researching it is the reason we ended up so deep into YouTube study. That's our university of YouTube. It's how we found you guys, Daniel Farms. How we found Keeping It Dutch. It's how so you'd have thought growing up in the country I knew how to build fence, but I knew taking on goats, I'm going to have to learn how to build fence, and we're learning that, we're doing it, we're starting our deal. But all of you guys that we've met have been a huge inspiration to us. And these guys, they talk about their faith. They're not ashamed of that. They show you their farm, their way, what they do. Kiko goats is a big deal to me. Gardening and food preservation and canning and freeze drying is a big thing to Lisa. Big thing is we're doing it all together. But tell us about yourselves. I mean, you guys do this together. Don't you feel like that is a big part of this? Us seeing you and hearing you interact.
Yes, a big part of our whole lives we've been teamwork. He's an only child, so he didn't have siblings. So I would step in, and help him do whatever needed.
We both grew up in the country, but none of my family raised goats or anything like that. We had chickens, pigs, basic stuff. So she raised pigs. She was actually she had a state champion or whatever they
Yeah,
call that.
grand champion.
Grand champion in Oklahoma, in our county, and she knew a little bit about pigs. So we wanted to be more self-sufficient. We don't really consider ourselves, full-fledged homesteaders. More like farmsteaders.
Yes.
We have a farm, an operational farm. We make money off it. We also teach the kids the basics of life. I won't go too much into that, but canning, all the way from pulling our own animals, putting meat in the freezer, deer hunting, stuff like that. That's everyday living, but what we pride ourselves on our channel is we show all the good stuff, but we show all the negative stuff.
The real.
New people starting to goat farm can expect, because it's not always rainbows or paradise.
Because it's easy to get discouraged, and we don't want people to feel like, oh well, they've never lost a goat, or they've never failed, and I've failed at this particular point, and I just want to give up. We want to show that no matter what, just keep trying and keep doing, and there's failure always if you're trying.
Good.
So don't give up.
Good.
Nothing ever goes perfect on the
No.
goat farm.
So we're only 6 videos into this and 70 subscribers, but our first experience with building goat fence, and it's on one of our videos. You just have to watch it, but I don't want to take the time here because our viewers are going to have seen it. But she came out there one day, and I was sitting on a bucket, literally defeated. And she goes, "What in the world's wrong?" I said, "I got 23 more corners to do just like this." And we did find that it's not always easy. It's not always textbook. And so watching channels like yours, it's big encouragement. So that's all I have. I just wanted to give them a shout and put them on our. We can put you on our channel.
Yeah.
Thanks for saying hi.
Super. Good.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
enjoyed meeting you guys. Thank you.
Shane here with Shanty Acres Homestead. This is Hank, and good morning, Hank. This has been an incredible experience already, the people we've already met, and I just want to give Hank a little bit of an opportunity to tell our YouTube channel followers and subscribers what you do.
Well, we are Natural Grandma, and that's with 2 M's, GRAMMA, and we raise animals on grass. And we do it regeneratively. We sell eggs to our local restaurants, and they get about 120 dozen a week from us. And then we raise grass-finished beef. But we also sell these poultry products, our Natural Grandma chicken crackers. And so we try to promote and help people to learn to do better, whether they're a homestead or whether they desire to get into food production. And we just met and found out that you've got a channel too. So
Yes, outstanding. Well, I really like this product. My wife has moved the big one actually by herself, set it all up, moved it, put it back down. Incredible product, good looking product, good work, good craftsmanship. Thank you, Hank. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure.